But if you know me, you know I'm not afraid to say I can do better. I am sorry that my message was in the heat of the moment, because when I initially spoke on the topic, it really came from a place of care. I totally recognize that it may have impacted fans in a way that I did not intend, and I am sorry.
This is the moment that we've been waiting for in women's basketball. It's way bigger than that. This is the moment.
Women's basketball is blazing. Packed arenas, shattered ratings, and a wave of new fans. But off the court, a storm is brewing. It all blew up on ESPN when Chiny Ogwumike smirked at Kelsey Mitchell. Everyone thought Mitchell would chuckle, shrug it off, keep it light. She didn't. She locked in, stared ahead, and fired back with truth, not drama.
Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans, Jesus, they be getting up in everybody's business.
And in that moment, everything flipped, because this wasn't just casual banter. It was a line in the sand. Media spin versus lived truth. Gatekeepers versus disruptors. This wasn't sass. It was a reckoning. To outsiders, the ESPN line might have seemed like playful chatter, but Fever fans caught the sting. It wasn't a joke. It was a jab. Another signal Indiana wasn't supposed to thrive. But Kelsey Mitchell didn't blink. She stood tall and said what others wouldn't. Caitlin Clark changed everything.
I think I've seen both sides of it. From one, like being on a team with like Caitlin and knowing that some of the stuff and the wave that she created for like the shift in moments in Indiana period, as far as like the arena.
That single line shattered the media's polished script. For 7 tough seasons, Mitchell stayed true. Through defeats, through heartbreak, and through losing her father in 2023. Now that the spotlight's here at last, she's not stepping aside. Not for ESPN, not for anyone. Kelsey Mitchell had every reason to leave. While other stars chased rings in Vegas or LA, she chose Indiana. Season after season, loss after loss. No glam, no buzz, just heart. She played through silence in the stands. She played through pain, her father's death just before 2023, and never said a word.
Being on a team with like Caitlin, the big moment is seeing the shift and being a part of it from a standpoint that I know where Indiana was. And so to see the cultivation of it, you just grow to appreciate the process and, you know, the growth in which the game is going.
Now, with the Fever finally climbing, the media paints her as a sidekick, like she hasn't been the backbone of this franchise for nearly 10 years. Nope, Mitchell's no backup. She's the blueprint.
Congratulations, Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
And the fact that she's shining now without ever jumping teams or chasing clout is exactly why fans are backing her hard. Because this isn't just hoops. It's loyalty, struggle, and finally, redemption.
Someone on and off the floor, like she's just been a voice that's been there. She's been through this league for 7 years now. Like she knows what to expect. She knows how things are gonna go. And I think more than anything, like we are just starting to understand each other much better. Like we could just make eye contact and she knows to go back door. She knows to come get the ball. Like that just comes with playing with one another. So it's been a lot of fun for me. I mean, she's playing so well right now, just as good as anybody in this league. So I feel very lucky and fortunate to have her by my side.
When Kelsey Mitchell said, "The rise of women's basketball has a lot to do with Caitlin Clark," everything shifted. The energy changed. Chinese smirk vanished. Producers probably froze behind the scenes. Because that wasn't just praise. It was a statement. For months, ESPN and league insiders stuck to the same line. It's not just one player. But Mitchell ripped that script in half live on air. No shouting, no theatrics, just truth. And that truth hit harder than any viral moment. Mitchell wasn't backing Clark out of loyalty. She was backing reality. The sold-out crowds, the surging viewership, the wave of new fans. This wasn't hype. It was fact. And when Mitchell dropped it, the balance of power changed forever.
Kelsey Mitchell on the left, of course, Caitlin Clark on the right, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. And boy, what a summer it was, Quinn, with the Fever here.
Caitlin Clark didn't chase the spotlight. She became it. Sold out arenas, record jersey sales, a $28 million Nike deal. She shook the league before even settling in. But instead of celebrating her rise, the media flinched. ESPN downplayed it. Former players threw shade. Why? Because Clark wasn't their pick. She didn't come through the old system. She just showed up and changed the game. Even worse for them, she brought an army, teen girls, dads, grandpas who'd never watched the WNBA. Clark didn't just rise. She revealed what the league had been missing. On paper, they're opposites. Mitchell's the veteran bucket getter. Clark's the floor general. But together, they're a problem. The league wants drama, beef, feuds. Mitchell and Clark, all wins, no noise, no ego, just elite hoops. When the media pushed division, Mitchell backed Clark. When Clark hit bumps, Mitchell picked her up. When Mitchell went off, Clark gave her shine. They don't fit the script, and that's what rattles the league. The WNBA prayed for this. Mainstream buzz, packed stadiums, global hype. Clark delivered. But instead of riding the wave, the gatekeepers got nervous. Analysts parroted, "It's not one player." ESPN tried to spread credit to preserve old narratives. Why? Because they didn't build this. And if Clark keeps rising, it proves they couldn't. Now the same voices who begged for a savior are minimizing the one they got. And fans, they're done pretending. Mitchell saw through it. She spoke truth. And that truth cut deeper than any ESPN segment ever could. The Fever used to be invisible. Empty seats, lousy records, forgotten, except by Kelsey Mitchell. Now, they're the team nobody wants to face. Clark's court vision, Mitchell's scoring clinic, a hungry, gritty roster. This isn't a super team. It's a statement, and the league never saw it coming. While ESPN spins rivalries, the Fever are showing what real chemistry looks like. While commentators debate narratives, Indiana just stacks W's. This isn't hype, it's a takeover, with or without media blessing. So who's the MVP? Mitchell, the loyal warrior who never bailed? Clark, the phenom who lit the fuse? Or the synergy between them that's flipping the whole script? Because let's be clear, the Fever aren't just making noise, they're seizing control. Every time Clark gets slighted, Mitchell fires back. Every time analysts sleep, Indiana goes louder. This isn't a hot run. This is a rebellion. The only question now isn't whether Mitchell and Clark can lead, it's whether the league is ready for the shockwave they've started. If you're rocking with the Fever, smash that like, drop your MVP pick in the comments, and hit subscribe, because this ride, it's only heating up.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader outside of rebounding her own missed layups. What does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night. And for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
Angel Reese just suffered the most humiliating moment of her career in front of a packed house and primetime viewers. She scored a mere 4 points on 2 of 7 shots as the Indiana Fever crushed the Chicago Sky by 27. But here's the kicker. The Fever played without Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, or even their head coach. And the moment that truly shattered Reese's confidence? We'll break it down in this video. Caitlin Clark pulled off a live TV move that completely put Reese in her place.
Well, there's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
You know a player isn't a true draw when tickets to their game drop to the price of a gas station candy bar. This United Center showdown was supposed to be Angel Reese's chance to prove she could pull in crowds and viewers without Caitlin Clark stealing the spotlight. All season, the Chicago Sky pushed the story that Reese was just as much of a box office star as Clark, that fans showed up to watch her shine too.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, The reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. It's because of Me Too, and I want you to realize that.
Then reality hit like a freight train. Once Caitlin Clark was ruled out with her quad injury, ticket prices crashed from premium to just $3. $3. You can't even grab a decent coffee for that. Yet, that's what people were willing to pay to watch Angel Reese at the United Center. This wasn't a small dip. Tickets once priced for a marquee WNBA showdown suddenly tanked. The moment Clark's absence was official, the secondary market collapsed. Scalpers couldn't give tickets away, and fans who'd been hyped lost all interest. Now, it's crystal clear. There's only one true star.
Last night was somewhat of a big moment for Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado. For starters, the WNBA moved the game out of the local dump the Bravado usually play in and relocated to the United Center, which is the largest arena in the NBA, holding over 20,000 people. Now, to their credit, there seemed to be a good crowd in the United Center last night. I had someone who was at the game send me a few pictures, and most sections seemed to be filled. It wasn't a sellout, but there was supposedly over 19,000 people in attendance. Of course, it's easier to draw a decent crowd when tickets are selling for $3 hours before the game starts.
Social media told the full story. Fans flooded timelines with screenshots of $3 tickets, peppered with laughing emojis, joking they could take their whole family to the game for less than parking costs. The hype around this United Center showdown deflated faster than a punctured basketball. Let's be real, this was Chicago's big moment to shine. The Sky kept claiming Reese had her own fan base, was must-watch TV, the main draw. But when it came down to it, with Clark missing, the market spoke loud and clear about who fans really wanted to see.
What an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pre-game catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the game?
Compare that to past games where Clark's presence packed the arena with sellout crowds. Fans lined up hours early just to catch a glimpse of Clark warming up. The difference couldn't have been more glaring.
Angel Reese, part 38, let's get it! Life throws her lemons, she makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops. What?
Even Chicago Sky fans lost interest without the Clark matchup to hype. The game's energy shifted from electric anticipation to resigned obligation. Fans who planned watch parties suddenly made other Friday night plans. This ticket price disaster was just the start of Angel Reese's worst nightmare unfolding on the biggest stage. Those $3 tickets perfectly foreshadowed the kind of performance Chicago's supposed superstar was about to deliver.
This might have been the first WNBA game broadcast on CBS in prime time. If it's not the first, it's one of very few. This was a big moment. I'm sure the WNBA would call it historic. Angel Reese is playing in an NBA arena in prime time on network television on Saturday night. Outside of regular season baseball, maybe the College World Series, there was no competition on television. The eyes of the sports world were focused on Angel Reese and the WNBA. And Angel Reese once again proved why no one is watching her.
4 points on 2 of 7 shooting in 27 minutes on primetime TV. That's how you ruin your reputation live and loud. The United Center hosted its first ever WNBA game, with CBS clearing prime time and a sold-out crowd filling the NBA's biggest arena expecting fireworks. Instead, they witnessed Angel Reese deliver what analysts labeled a disaster class and a total meltdown on the sport's grandest stage.
Caitlin Clark is averaging more assists per game than Angel Reese is averaging points per game this season. Yeah. 9.3 points per assist per game. 9.3 assists per game. Let me just bring it up. To 9.1 points per game.
Let's break down just how brutal this performance was. Reese scored only 4 points, missing 5 of 7 shots, including 2 cringe-worthy layups that made the crowd groan. One attempt was completely blocked, and the cameras captured every flicker of her visible frustration as the game slipped away. For someone hyped as Chicago's superstar and box office draw, this stat line was downright savage.
Another diabolical stat. She's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Dang! She should work at housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. I mentioned no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
You prefer car or plane?
Car or plane for what? For how you want to travel! That's too many steps and you can't do that.
But here's what truly broke the game wide open. Reese. Out there, she looked utterly lost. Every move seemed clouded by doubt. Every decision a step into uncertainty. The weight of the moment crushed her, and Indiana's defense tore through her composure like a storm. The cameras caught it all. The frustrated shakes of her head, the silent disappointment etched on her face as shot after shot rattled off the rim. This wasn't just a bad game. This was a moment of unraveling, and the story was impossible to ignore.
Nafisi Collier absolutely hooked Angel Reese's ass last night. 8 of 13, 61.5%, 26 points in 25 minutes and 53 seconds. She scored 26 in 26 minutes.
What happens when a player focused on individual stats goes up against a team that's all about winning? On May 10th, we got a clear answer as Nafisa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx methodically broke down Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky's game plan, limiting Reese to just 3 rebounds and 10 points over 25 minutes of action.
Angel Reese, preseason, part 2, let's get it. What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. Bang! She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is. Bang!
This wasn't just another preseason game. It was a glimpse of what happens when the focus moves from social media hype to real on-court performance. Did the Lynx just expose Reese's double-double streak as smoke and mirrors? What does her new coach really think about her place on the team? Stay with us as we break down the game footage, how Collier dominated Reese, the surprising aftermath, and whether fans are tuning in for the basketball or just for Reese.
I think Angel Reese fans are going to be happy because she's playing away from the rim, a long way away from the rim, and those rebound numbers and those double-doubles are about to take a back seat. So guess what? Padding the stats is not going to work out.
Before the May 10th matchup, Angel Reese seemed confident, sharing posts about being ready to dominate and claiming she's not used to losing. But when it came time to face Nafisa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx, reality came crashing down. The so-called rebounding machine finished with just 3 rebounds in 25 minutes. That's right. Only 3 boards from a player whose entire reputation is built on cleaning up her own misses.
I don't want to give away the farm, but Angel was 2 of 8 from the field. 2 of 8 from the field. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 points.
The game footage makes it clear how thoroughly Collier shut down Reese's game. From the opening tip, Collier took control, using her body to establish position and box Reese out effectively. Unlike in college, where Reese could often rely on reaching over defenders, she now faced an opponent who mastered positioning and timing. In one second quarter sequence, Reese made 3 separate attempts to gain deep post position, and each time, Collier denied the entry pass, pushing her farther from the hoop. When Reese finally did get the ball, Collier's sharp defensive footwork forced her into an off-balance shot that missed badly. No rebound, no second chance points.
The McDonald's sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk? Bag! Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And most importantly, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and Mother too. I'm watching because of me too. Bag! Did you know a croissant's most important ingredient is butter? Yes, butter. Butter. Butter pecan!
Reese's shooting numbers told the same story. She went just 2 for 8 from the field, missing her only 3-point attempt. Most of her points came at the free throw line, where she made 6 of 8. Without her trademark putbacks and second chance buckets, Reese's offensive impact looked surprisingly average.
Look at these stats. This was some first quarter action. 5 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 for 4 from the field. Missed drive layup, missed 6 foot, leading taking 2, missed drive, lead taking layup. It's going to be another one of those years, folks.
Credit also goes to the Lynx' team defense. Whenever Reese managed to touch the ball, help defenders quickly collapsed, pressuring her into tough shots or rushed passes. The second quarter was especially rough for the Sky. They shot just 25% from the field, making only 4 baskets. Meanwhile, the Lynx capitalized on both ends, putting up 23 points and heading into halftime with a 48-42 lead.
Collier, my God, 26-5. Absolutely crazy. Okay, the lack of practice or fatigue from her social life is showing itself with Angel Reese. She's doing a lot of watching and slow on defense. Also not communicating. She literally stood there and watched Fee backdoor to the rim for a layup from a pass.
Reese's first half painted a clear picture. She took just 3 shots and missed all of them, with her only points coming from free throws. This wasn't just a cold night. It was a complete shutdown by a smarter, more experienced defensive opponent and team. While Reese struggled to find her footing, Collier was dominant on both ends. She racked up 26 points on an efficient 8 of 13 shooting in just under 26 minutes. With 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block added to her stat line, there was no doubt who the superior player was. Collier looked every bit the MVP candidate, while Reese seemed like a rookie still adjusting to the pro level.
Caitlin Clark has 0 free throw attempts. Did the refs swallow the whistle? Well, Angel's got 30. Who has the special whistle again? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I remember Angel Reese talking about they must have a special whistle out there. Yeah, this person says, my brain genuinely hurts watching Angel Reese fans interact.
One fan on social media claimed the Lynx had cracked the code on stopping Angel Reese, and the evidence backs it up. By neutralizing her rebounding edge, Collier highlighted the gaps in Reese's overall skill set. Without second chance points and putbacks, Reese's offensive presence faded almost completely.
If I'm being honest, is Angel headed towards a 12-point, 6 rebound, 4 assist kind of season? In other words, being a character actor and not the superstar of this team?
To Reese's credit, she did flash some playmaking ability with 5 assists, indicating an effort to broaden her game beyond the typical power forward role. However, when your main strengths are shut down this decisively, it raises legitimate concerns about your overall effectiveness at the pro level.
And look, Angel had a real nice a real nice assist last night.
For efficiency.
I'm not going to lie.
Off
Here
the
we go
miss.
right here down the court.
Tia Nurse
Looks like maybe
pushes
Nurse
the pace
with
up
the
for
ball
Chicago.
down to Reese.
Top of the
Look
key,
at
it's
this
Reese.
little
Bounce pass,
right in there for a
Banham.
layup.
Rachel Banham with the cut off the nice pass from
Rachel
Reese.
That was nice. It was nice, no doubt.
This wasn't just a rough outing, it was a blueprint for stopping Angel Reese. Collier showed that smart positioning, high basketball IQ, and disciplined team defense are enough to erase Reese's physical edge. And now that her on-court dominance is being questioned, it's fair to take a closer look at some of her bold off-court claims as well. She says people watch women's basketball because of her. But if that's the case, where are the fans at her games?
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
That's what Angel Reese declared to reporters after being drafted by the Chicago Sky. Words that didn't just echo through the press room, but reverberated across the basketball world. Confident, unapologetic, bold. For a rookie, calling yourself the reason people tune in to watch women's basketball isn't just a statement, it's a challenge to the status quo. But here's the real question. Is it just talk, or is there truth behind the claim? Are fans really showing up because of Angel Reese? Do the viewership stats and social buzz prove she's not just a player, but a movement?
We have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittany Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittany Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittany Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittany Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
Brittany Griner just managed to do the unthinkable, spark controversy for all the wrong reasons by unleashing a shocking verbal assault on Caitlin Clark, allegedly calling her a trash white girl during a game broadcast live on TV.
Brittany Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl.
Brittany Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl. Now the internet is erupting. Fans are demanding disciplinary action, and wild rumors about Griner's private life are resurfacing faster than you can say technical foul.
Brittany Griner is, in fact, a man.
If you've got Caitlin Clark's back, now's the moment. Drop an I stand with CC in the comments to show some real love and support for the queen of the court.
She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like.
Things had been tense in the league for a while, but Griner took that tension and turned it into a live-action meltdown. After fouling out of a hard-fought game, cameras caught Griner walking off the court where she visibly mouthed the words, "trash effing white girl." And yes, it was crystal clear.
Brittany Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad. She called her a trash expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yes, trash white girl. Trash. Blanking white girl is what she said.
That clip spread across the internet faster than a half-court buzzer beater. This wasn't just standard trash talk. It was harsh. It was targeted, and it carried layers of hate baked into it. Even seasoned analysts were stunned. Skip Bayless didn't hold back. He said plainly that if a white player had used a racial slur on national television, their career would be over by lunchtime.
Is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras, that would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl.
Yet, when Griner did it, nothing. No fine, no suspension, not even a formal warning issued. The silence was louder than a missed free throw in an empty gym, and fans weren't having it.
But it is completely possible that white girl was about Caitlin Clark's popularity, about her stature, about her impact on the entire league.
Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark has faced this kind of hostility since her first WNBA warm-up. She's been pushed, shoved, knocked around, not because she plays dirty, but because she's dominant. And yeah, let's not pretend race isn't a factor here too.
She has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos, just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused, and there clearly is a racial element to it.
Griner's outburst didn't come out of nowhere. It was the latest in a troubling pattern. This wasn't a moment of passion. It was a calculated, venom-filled insult broadcast to the world. And from a league that loves to say no place for hate, their silence is deafening when the hate's aimed at Clark.
The WNBA has come out numerous times. There's no place for hate. There's no place for racism.
And now the fan base wants answers. They want to know why the league shrugged this off like a missed layup. Why is Brittany Griner being protected from consequences when she clearly crossed the line on national television? Let's flip the script. What if Caitlin Clark had said the same thing?
The league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl.
Imagine Caitlin Clark calling Griner a trash black girl on live TV. It would have sparked media meltdowns, non-stop news coverage, league-wide statements, and likely a lifetime ban from basketball. No debate, done and dusted.
Let's see an investigation into reverse racism that's going on across the league also.
Skip Bayless hit the nail on the head again. He said any white player making that kind of remark would be destroyed by the media. But Griner, she gets a pass as if she accidentally stepped out of bounds.
Griner referring quite clearly, I believe, to Caitlin Clark and a white referee as, quote, trash ass white girls.
And when commentators tried to defend, twisting her words into bad call, please. The footage is as clear as Clark's three-point shot. Fans, lip readers, and even neutral reporters confirmed what they saw. Yet the league is acting like someone just forgot to turn up the volume. It's that kind of selective outrage that's corroding the WNBA from within.
If you are a straight white woman in the WNBA, there is no way that you feel completely safe.
The same organization that rushed to investigate Indiana Fever fans after vague, unverified allegations about Angel Reese is suddenly blind, deaf, and mute when an actual player hurls a racist insult. Make that make sense.
The noise that's coming.
I don't appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs at myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because yeah, those might be opponents, but those are friends too. You know, they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans that think it's okay to do that.
This isn't new for Clark. She's been the league's favorite punching bag since day one. Not because she talks trash or flops for calls, but because she's great, she's white, and she's stealing the spotlight from players who think seniority grants immunity. Angel Reese even reposted a meme showing Clark running scared from a fight, captioned, "White girl running from the fade," like she's trying to start a beef mixtape. And that's not fan content. Reese posted it herself.
Image that she reposted. And the implication is, well, what it says at the top is white, this is how they say girl, G-Y, white gal, G-Y-A-L, running from the fade, like as if Caitlin Clark.
And the hits keep coming. Players have slapped her in the face, shoved her mid-play, and treated every hard foul like they just won the finals. Yet Clark never reacts. No dirty plays, no cheap shots, Just basketball brilliance on full display while facing more hostility than any rookie ever has.
Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was attempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting.
And here's the reality check. Every time Caitlin Clark takes a hit, she's expected to zip it and smile, play nice, take the high road. Never mind that she's the one being shoved, slammed, and now verbally assaulted. While she's held to impossible standards, the same media that should defend her is busy applauding her antagonists. The message is loud and clear. Some players get a pass, and Clark gets a target on her back. The league talks about growing the game, but ignoring what's happening to Clark is exactly what's shrinking it.
What A'ja Wilson just did was unprecedented. I mean, on so many levels. She's arguably, allegedly, the reason Caitlin Clark was assaulted the entire 2024 basketball season in the W. I mean, what A'ja Wilson just did is really like, there's no coming back from this.
A'ja Wilson's squeaky clean, positive vibes only persona just took a massive hit, and honestly, it's about time people started noticing the double standard. For months, she played the role of the calm, collected veteran, while her fans were waging war on Caitlin Clark over the Nike signature shoe deal. But now, the truth is out. During the reveal of her highly anticipated shoes, A'ja casually dropped a bombshell. She'd had a Nike signature deal in the works for 2 years. 2 entire years, all while her fans were out there demanding justice, accusing Nike of blatant disrespect, and painting Caitlin as the undeserving rookie golden child. A'ja's deal was already locked in, and yet she kept quiet. She said nothing while her supporters created chaos.
Wilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlin Clark take all that hate.
Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Social media nearly exploded when Nike announced that Caitlin Clark would be getting a signature shoe. The big question on everyone's mind was, how could they give her one before A'ja? That became the rallying cry. And where was A'ja in all of this? Silent, calm, strategic. She threw out a few cryptic tweets about respect, kept her followers guessing, and allowed the chaos to build. She knew exactly what people were saying. She saw the narrative unfolding, and she did nothing to stop it. Remember when she said this?
A'ja Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
Let's be real. If the roles were reversed, and Caitlin had a shoe deal in the works for 2 years, but allowed the world to drag A'ja through the mud without stepping in to correct the record, she would be absolutely crucified. Articles would be written non-stop, and the talking heads would have a field day. But when A'ja does it, suddenly it's all smiles and, oh, she's just so humble. No, that's not humility. It's manipulation. A'ja allowed Caitlin to take all the heat, using it to fuel a sympathy campaign built on a lie.
Do you have any ideas what you would want your future sneaker to look like?
I think the biggest thing for me is just I would love a low top shoe. I play in a low top shoe, so that's something that I would love to have carry over, and something that looks good. That's so key to me.
The truth is, A'ja Wilson could have ended this entire drama with just one tweet. Something as simple as, "My time is coming. Don't worry about me." That's all it would have taken. The mob would have calmed down, and the attacks would have faded away. But she didn't say anything, because staying silent worked in her favor. She allowed her fan base, and let's be honest, a significant portion of the WNBA media, to paint Caitlin Clark as the villain, the rookie stealing all the credit, while she played the part of the overlooked underdog. It was all a performance.
A'ja Wilson. Who? Why? Yeah, she's some WNBA player. Who? No, she's one of the all-time greatest players ever. Why?
And now that the shoe has finally dropped, literally, all those, how dare Nike? Warriors are scrambling to rewrite history. But here's the twist. The disrespect never came from Nike. It came from Asia and the people around her who allowed the false narrative to spiral out of control. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who's done nothing but elevate the league and attract millions of new fans, has had to take hits from all sides. On the court, on social media, from players, and even from legends. And through it all, she's kept her head down, letting her game do all the talking.
And these WNBA fans that did not want to see Caitlin Clark come in and do what she did, which was dominate the league. Led the league in assists as a rookie. After the season, I think I counted she broke something in the neighborhood of 63 records last year. Either rookie records or just flat records by anybody, not even a rookie. And all these fans have been mad. And all the while, A'ja Wilson sat back and was just plenty happy to play the victim. She could have come out and made some kind of a statement that would have called off the dogs.
Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson, who could have easily set the record straight at any point, chose silence. And that silence spoke louder than anything. It sent a clear message to her fan base. Go ahead, it said. Let them believe I've been slighted. It said, let Caitlin take the heat. And that's what makes this whole saga so frustrating, because it's not just about shoes. It's about the way Caitlin Clark has been treated from the very start.
And so for Nike to put her in the position where she then has to go on social media and kind of cool her fans and like urge them to be patient and almost like defend Nike, it's such a disappointment, but it's not a surprise because Nike has done it before.
Instead of being embraced as the generational talent she is, Caitlin Clark faced jealousy and resistance. Not because she did anything wrong, but because she made the league too visible, too quickly. Her impact was undeniable, and instead of celebrating it, people tried to tear her down. A'ja Wilson could have been the bridge, the leader, the example, but she chose vibes over values.
How could they give Caitlin a shoe before they give A'ja one? Oh, how could they do this? How could they treat A'ja like this? Two-time MVP at the time, just before she even won the damn third one. They is wrong for doing this. You want to know?
And let's not act like the timing of that Super Bowl ad was just a coincidence. Nike ran a huge campaign celebrating female athletes and somehow forgot to include the most influential woman in basketball right now, Caitlin Clark. Clark, whose jersey sales shattered records. Clark, whose games led the league in viewership. Clark, who brought in fans who had never even cared about the WNBA before, but she was nowhere to be seen. Almost as if someone didn't want her in the spotlight, at least not for a little bit longer.
You want to know what I'm selling? I'm selling greatness! A'ja Wilson, 3-time MVP. We got Jordan Childs, we got Juju Watkins, we got Sha'Carri Richardson, and we got Arena Sabalenka.
Champion.
Hustling is not easy, but I love it. Sabrina! I know you want to cheat. Thinking about it? You're thinking about it. They're gonna go fast, kind of like Sha'Carri. I accept card. Where's the card? Come on.
Oh wait, but what's in that box?
These don't come out till March. They may or may not be shirts, but if I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you. Oh, you want one of these? Nike.com. Who wants a t-shirt?
Nike really thought they could pull one over on us with that last-minute voiceover trick, as if we wouldn't notice. But fans are too sharp for that. We all saw it. It wasn't some editing accident, it was intentional. That awkward voiceover was essentially Nike saying, we love the revenue she brings in, but let's keep her out of the spotlight. Subtle? Not even close.
My favorite thing of all. So let's take a listen to this. Nike actually put this one out after the fact.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com.
They re-recorded it. Like, that's not even, I mean that. That's like, listen to it.
And how does that make any sense? We're talking about Caitlin Clark here, the woman who hasn't just moved the needle, she is the needle. She's bringing in NBA-sized crowds, skyrocketing TV ratings, and completely redefining what's possible for women's basketball. Yet somehow, the WNBA and some of its most established names keep treating her like just another player on the roster. They're quick to cash in on the wave she's created, but when it comes to acknowledging her impact, crickets, silence. maybe even a little side-eye.
Not looking good for Nike yet again, dog. I don't even know how many videos I'm gonna make today about Nike, but it looked like Nike is definitely the star of the day. All started with the Super Bowl commercial, them snubbing Caitlyn, them putting Caitlyn in, them fixing the commercial, them dropping Asia's shoe. Now, come to find out, A'ja Wilson has single-handedly killed the WNBA media credibility forever. Yes, oh my goodness, these women was lying. Oh God almighty. They made such a big deal over Caitlin Clark getting a shoe deal over A'ja.
Let's be real. Caitlin Clark should be the face of every WNBA campaign, every endorsement push, and every highlight reel. But instead of celebrating her success, the league has chosen to simply tolerate her presence. She's been treated like an outsider who stumbled into the party and is now outshining the hosts. And that cold shoulder? It's not just coming from execs or marketing departments, it's coming from the top players too. Enter A'ja Wilson. A'ja didn't need to be openly hostile. She didn't tweet anything nasty or start a public feud, but she also didn't do a thing when her fan base relentlessly went after Clark the moment Caitlyn landed her Nike deal. Chaos erupted on social media, with people questioning Caitlyn's worth, her resume, and her entire place in the league. Meanwhile, A'ja just sat there, perfectly quiet, perfectly strategic, letting the storm rage on while sipping her tea in the background.